Oh yeah, okay. So this is lore. This cutscene right here, when I first played this game, I'm like, yeah, this is lore inaccurate. She's already at Neverlake, which is incorrect according to the original lore. She uses the tarot cards and finds herself at Neverlake, searching for whatever the her hero that was foretold by the fortune cards or tarot cards. But in this, she's already just at Neverlake. Also, Junio Sonic cutscene time. Peak fiction. Also, American and Japanese soundtrack for this opening. Peak. Both of them are awesome. Oh. Sonic and the Black Knight. Yes, I know this game came out way before that. Sonic Frontiers should be looking good. I'm sorry, I had to make the joke. I had to make the joke. I'm just so entranced. The vibes are so immaculate. Okay. With that being said, I'll be right back. I need some liquid. Alright, I'm back, and I have my H2O. My throat does not feel like I've been in the Sahara Desert for 2 days anymore. Okay. I always just go for time stones in CD. Just way more efficient. So I feel like Sonic CD also suffers from like the same fate as Sonic 1 does. In the fact that the level design like gets worse as the game goes on. Although the level aesthetics, however, do not get any worse. In fact, they only get better, baby. Type B. The level aesthetics in this game are peak. I'm telling you right now. Sonic Heroes wishes it could look this good. I have some choice words for whoever did enemy placement in this game. Okay. One thing I do see a lot though, with people's problems with this game, which I think is valid, is that a lot of the level can just like be skipped if you just run on the bottom path, which I don't like. It is a problem in this game, I guess, or in this level I mean, but not nearly as much as some of the other levels. Because some of the other levels you can just talking to you, Quartz Quadrant. You can just run on the bottom to the end, pretty much. With very minimal effort. Are there rings? I literally need 2 rings, man. Also, I think it's crazy. It took them a DLC to add Knuckles to Seed in Origins. That is nuts. Okay, I can go to the end now. Oh wait, that wasn't the end. I thought that was the end. Or well, no, it is. Hello, Amige. Amige Rose. There you go. Easy money. It's time to get this easy time stone. You feel me? See, this that special stage aesthetic we need, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Like tripping on balls, like this is what you see before you die type beat. Like this is the special stage aesthetic we need. Not some goof ass blank backgrounds or whatever, man. Also, you cannot convince me that time stones and silver would not be perfect for each other. Literally a match made in heaven. Fortunately, the lore is that Little Planet. How long is it? Like 100 years? Little Planet doesn't come around for like every 100 or 1,000 years or something, so we're not going to see it like ever again in the Sonic series. Boom, got him. Alright, new music. Let's go. Hashtag Sonic Origins moment. Okay, never mind. It's here. I did not want to get that. Okay, whatever. This game is just peak vibes, man. Back to the future. Quite frankly, where I want to be. Okay. See, this doesn't do the Sonic 1 thing where it spits you out so fast that you can't get past the goalpost. Like, and not get into the special stage. It literally stops you so you can walk up to it. Like, going in the water in these special stages is not that big a deal. I guess it takes your time, but like, so what? Like, as long as I can get them before that time runs out, it's fine. Like, it's a means to an end type beat. Like, okay, time is decreased. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna kill him anyway. Also, I will say JP soundtrack is all hits. American soundtrack has some hits, but not all. At least, yeah. Time for the easiest boss in Sonic history. Alright, Collision Chaos, let's go. Sorry, Amy, it's written in the cards, ma'am. You should know this. Alright, so it's the next day. I can explain, not really. Stuff happened, but we're back with Collision Chaos and Sonic CD. So yeah. I don't remember what I was talking about before, but Amy's about to get absolutely snatched up here. Sorry, Amy. You're cooked. It's over for you. Okay. We're gaming. Ah, man, what to talk about? Done enough. I remember I talked about Sonic Frontiers a lot yesterday, so... I never did finish talking about animated stuff. Yeah, I talked about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I never talked about Sonic Underground. That was also one of the things I got from Blockbuster. And like the VHSs for Sonic Underground. Man. Sonic Underground, at the time, I thought it was pretty cool. But looking back, it was very eh. It's not the worst Sonic media I've ever experienced in my life. I would have to go to Sonic X. And I know that's like blasphemous to say, but like every time I've tried to watch Sonic X, I've simply just stopped. Like I couldn't like finish like season 1 because it is just so boring. Like, and also the animation is very like not good. Like, imagine like some of the worst episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and that's all of Sonic X pretty much. Like minus like a few moments. Am I at the end of the level? I'm not at the end of the level. Yeah, I need rings. Yeah, if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Super, it's like... Actually, it's almost... It's kind of crazy how similar, It's kind of crazy how similar Dragon Ball Super and Sonic X's, like, look is. Because people, like, they were very clearly trying to replicate, like, Yuji Uekawa's style in Sonic X, but they failed, like, horribly. Like, unless you look at, like, promotional art for the anime, then it looks alright. Like, it looks okay. But, like, the actual anime itself just could not, like... Oh my god. What is going on, bro? Okay. But the actual anime itself could, like, never hold, like, consistently make it look good because it was a lot of effort. Like, the person who did the design sheets had to have been assuming they had time, like a lot of time to work on the actual production of the show, which clearly they did not. And if they did, that's kind of weird that it ended up how it did. Okay. There we go. Okay, never mind. Okay. But like, it ended up looking like an extremely worse version of like adventure era artwork. It's kind of like how from Sonic Generations to Lost World is, or like from Sonic Lost World to Forces is, with how Sonic's model changes. It's kind of exactly like that. Like, it's the same thing, but looks like worse. Pretty much. Okay, I'm restarting. Oh, I forgot, when you restart in this game, it keeps you in the future. Or in whatever time you're in. Oh, that means no Amy getting robbed in front of my face anymore. I've actually never seen the beginning of the stage in the future version. But yeah, like, it's very weird. I'm not gonna lie, Sonic Frontiers only kind of like exacerbates the the model being like the same but worse. Cause like now that it's like a darker shade of blue and like has like more similarities with the Generations or Lost World model, it like you can see how like weird it looks. Like the small little changes look in comparison to the older ones. The only change that I like that the newer models have from are like the little, they got rid of that weird like round like blurred part around the characters' mouths, which I get, I guess, was to like make the mouths stand out more, which is kind of also a problem with the newer models. Like, unless it's like a close-up shot where like they're talking, you can't really see their mouths that well anyway. But like they could just like draw on a mouth, that would mitigate the problem. But yeah. I feel like there's something... I feel like there's something that I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it was exactly. Anyway. We're not scared of water in this house. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. It was probably something to do with Sonic Frontiers. I don't know. I don't know why these topics always come back to Sonic Frontiers. I don't know why. They just do. Like, I don't know. You know, let's talk about the game we're actually playing, Sonic CD. The special stages in this game, I already talked about it a tiny bit, but the aesthetics of the special stages are like, that's what I need in my classic Sonic material. Same thing as Sonic 1, except like extremely exacerbated, just like somebody absolutely baked out of their mind made them. Can I get on the platform? Okay. And okay, this game's like art director, I'm pretty sure they're just the director of this game in general, is directing Superstars, which kind of gives me hope that that's in there somewhere, like the crazy aesthetics. But like so far, I don't remember there being any from what I've seen. It could get crazier later. Also, there's this one stage in Superstars, actually, that I was on. I said this on Twitter, but... or X, or whatever. No, I don't know, man. I'm gonna continue calling it Twitter. But there's this one stage. It's like you're inside of, like, a lava factory or whatever. And the background looks so, like, weird. It's like strangely empty for some reason. Do not send me, okay. Yeah, it's like strangely empty. Like when it feels like, because we're inside and there's like a view outside, but like, if we're inside, then how is this thing structurally, like, how is this a structure? And I guess there is a pillar in the screenshot, but like, it feels weird. I don't know how to describe it. If I can find the screenshot that I'm talking about, I'll put it up on the screen. But it's very... This is that weird vibe I was talking about yesterday. Like with Sonic Superstars. Like, something about it is just off. And I could not tell you exactly what, but I could name a couple of things that, like, maybe are it, but, like, not entirely it. Let me get some speed here. I love jumping over these things. Okay. Okay. Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to get up here real quick. Maybe not. The game just said, screw you. Okay, there we go. Nope. Okay, yeah, I'm giving up on that. Giving up on that dream. Okay. I like saying I think it's strange how Sonic CD is, like, paired with, like, it's often paired with Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but, like, it was on the SEGA CD, which is not very popular, so, like, why is Knuckles Chaotix not also in that? Is it because it doesn't have Sonic in the title? I mean, it was also on a very unpopular piece of hardware. Maybe maybe it's because, I don't know, because the level design in this game is also not very similar to any other classic Sonic game. I don't know, man. Like, it's literally just like Knuckles Chaotix, but like, not tied down by bad systems. Sonic CD is, like, it is kind of the black sheep of the classic Sonic games, but I don't think it's bad. Like, my button clicks. You should yourself type beat. What? What was that sound? I didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, he drops stuff, I think. Right? Easy solution for this boss fight, right? Hold on. If I can do it correctly. Let me get these out of the way. Okay, well, if I could get up to those bumpers, that'd be fantastic. That's one thing I never understood, because sometimes you'll just go through these bumpers for no reason. That was a lot of speed. Okay, let's see. Okay, Eggman. Alright. Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy, old pal. There we go. Here we go. Alright, this is where I needed to be. This is where it's at. There you go. Okay. I don't remember what I was talking about before. But yeah. Also, since I'm playing in story mode, I'm not going to be playing as any of the other characters. But Superstars has 4 playable characters. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. And all of them are playable in Origins. Or Origins Plus, I should say, because Amy is only playable in Origins by the DLC. Which unfortunately I had the pleasure of purchasing myself. Because I wanted to try out Amy. But Amy is not really all that different from Sonic. The only difference is that she has a bigger hitbox, really, and that's it. She can turn on a dime, but like that's not really that important in these games. Because they're not built with turning on a dime in mind, because they're physics based. You go fast. So but apparently Amy plays a little bit differently in Origins anyway, because she has a double jump when she doesn't have one in this game, and also apparently some of the like same things that are in this game work a little bit differently in Superstars. If I said Origins, I apologize. Like I'm kind of curious how Amy is going to play in Superstars. But I don't have 50 rings. Oh yeah, also, a discussion that I saw on Twitter that's happening right now is about power creep and Sonic forms or whatever, and I posted a thread about this, but I figure I'll talk about it in this video as well. I think power creep is kind of just an excuse for bad writing and not being creative enough. Because, like, you can very easily make new forms without them being stronger than Supersonic. Like, very easy. Like, pretty much all forms can be justified as not being stronger than Supersonic, but just having different abilities. The only one you can't justify as that is the one in Sonic Frontiers. Just in case you haven't played it, I won't say anything. Well, they revealed Supersonic too, I guess, so I can talk about that. Which in the game, it is, okay, this is the wrong way. They positioned it as a stronger Supersonic, like it is a power-up in that game. So I can't really justify that. That is literally just power creep. But like, in my head, Hypersonic was never strong, like quote-unquote stronger than Supersonic. Hyper was just like Supersonic, but he could do, like, he had extra abilities, like he could do a little bit more. That he wasn't necessarily more powerful than Sonic. Like, literally just like his gameplay. Like, he can do like a cool, like, momentum-based double jump with like after images and stuff, which is cool. I like that. Because in Sonic Adventure, they talk about like how using the Chaos Emerald's positive energy kind of creates like Supersonic, right? It's all the positive energy from the Chaos Emeralds to create Supersonic. So it's like, okay, you're using all the energy in the Chaos Emeralds. So that makes you the most powerful you can possibly be. And Hyper is just using the same emeralds, but they're bigger now. Now they're just called Super Emeralds. So it's the same emeralds, it's the same like power, it's just now he can do more. It makes sense to me. But I'm almost at the end of the level, aren't I? So it makes sense to me. It's not really power creep to me, it's just like, it's the same power, just more abilities. Which by proxy makes him like able to do more, which like calls for a new form. That's cool. Other forms like Darkspine and Excalibur make sense, because first of all, they're just alternatives to Supersonic. They aren't like stronger, they're not posed as stronger or anything. They are literally alternatives to Supersonic in the story. Because he can't turn super because the emeralds don't exist in those worlds that he is in. This is the end of the level. I missed the box again. But even then, Darkspine is literally just Dark Sonic, but narratively, like, makes more sense. Because it's just it's all of, like, Sonic's negative energy being brought out. Because instead of, like, the positive energy from the Chaos Emeralds, it's Sonic's negative energy. Well, it's not Sonic's negative energy for Darkspine. Darkspine, the negative energy of the World Rings is kind of like imposed on him. Like the anger and hatred of the World Rings, of the 3 World Rings. I forget what each individual one is, but it's like anger, whatever. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. But like, it's kind of imposed on him. As an alternative, like, power to Supersonic to defeat the Eraser Djinn. And then Excalibur Sonic isn't, like, Sonic doesn't even actually change. It's just he gets a, like, cool looking golden suit of armor and a cape that allows him to fly with a really like badass sword. And that's it, because literally everything that's like not Black Knight depicts Sonic as still being like his blue self, but inside the golden armor. So Sonic doesn't even actually change. He's just normal, like, but he can fly. And then what other forms are there? Why isn't why did a drowning jingle play in this game? What? I thought it did. Anyway, I think I need to restart again. Yo, Bubble? Bubble check? Okay, there we go. There is that item box, but then I'd still need like 2 rings. Here. There. Yeah, see, I still need 2 rings. Maybe I can find them somewhere. Maybe up there I can find them. What other forms are there? Werehog, I mean that's Dark Gaia's like negative energy being like transforming Sonic. But because he's literally the embodiment of positivity, he can stay like himself while he's in that form. And it's not really like equivalent power to Super Sonic. Cause he's just normal, but like is transformed now and has a bigger body, and that's it. Ugh. What other forms? What other forms does Sonic have? In like canon, quote unquote canon Sonic media. I don't know. I don't think power creep needs to be a thing. Like when Izuka talks about Hypersonic having power creep as the reason they don't do it, I mean, you can like, I literally just justified it in an easy way that doesn't require power creep at all. I don't know, it's very weird. Okay, I just went through that UFO. That's fair. Unbalanced. Yeah, okay, he was running away from me, that makes sense. There are no UFOs here, because they all just spread out, and I missed him. Nice. And then, of course, Supersonic is just like Supersonic. Okay. Get up, Sonic. Hello? Like, if there just so happened to be a form relating to time, using the time stones, you could very easily justify it by saying it's not like like, because it's just time, right? Like, it's not like positive power. It's not the positive power that Supersonic has. So it's not like as strong or whatever. Because like Supersonic is just the penultimate form of Sonic. Like that just is what it is. Well, not anymore, I guess, because Supersonic 2 is a thing. But that's what it used to be. And then Hypersonic was just additive on top of that. It wasn't like a power-up. It was just a boost to Sonic's already existing abilities as Super Sonic. But he was not more powerful. Like, nothing in the game implies that Sonic is more powerful. Like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, nothing in the game implies that he is quote-unquote more powerful. Like, he can do all the same thing. Like, Super Sonic can do all the same things as Hypersonic, except the double jump. That's it. And Hypersonic has after images. But that's it. And in Sonic Mania, Super Sonic has after images. So, like, there really is, like, no difference. Other than he has an extra ability. Which doesn't make him more powerful, it just makes him more useful. Because he has extra abilities. And as everybody likes to point out, Sonic 3 loves to tell story through gameplay. But everybody dismisses the fact that Hypersonic can do this stuff because, and like dismisses it as just a gameplay thing because whatever. All of a sudden it becomes a big deal when Hypersonic comes into the picture. Like, okay, alright buddy. And I don't understand them retconning Hyper Knuckles. Because, and also the callback to Hyper Knuckles in Frontiers doesn't mean anything because Ian, I'm pretty sure Ian Flynn said it was just a joke, like, it had nothing to do with Hyper Knuckles actually being a thing. Which tracks for Sonic Frontiers. But yeah. Oh man. How many time stones do I have? I think I have like, what stage is this? This is the second act of Tidal Tempest. That's the case. If this is the second act, then I should have 6 time stones after this. If this is the second act. If not, I already have 6. If you can tell, I have the memory of a goldfish. Give me that bubble. What? Oh, there's a spring down here. Yeah, in my head, Sonic forms aren't meant to be, like, more powerful than Super Sonic, because Super Sonic is already Sonic's most penultimate power, that, like, it is just, has infinite amount of positive energy, like, I don't know how you can be more than that. I mean, I guess I could try and justify Super Sonic 2 as, instead of just being an infinite amount of positive energy, it also has the Ancients' energy on top of the positive energy. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's not really a multiplier, it's... We don't have enough information on, like, what the Ancients' power even is. Like, they don't ever explain that in the game. Like, they're just like, it was used on our strongest warrior to make him more powerful. Okay? And that's it. There are maybe do this boss rush for some power up, I guess. There you go. I don't need the time up. Also, this special stage is absolutely nuts. Dark Sonic is kind of. I mean, I don't know that much about Dark Sonic because I haven't watched through past Season 1 of Sonic X. I haven't even finished Season 1 of Sonic X ever. I've tried watching it like 3 times and stopped every time. The farthest I got was the second time I tried watching it. I got to like the part where they storm Eggman's base for a Chaos Emerald, I think. And the whole world's like, oh, Sonic is so cool! And then that's it. Is that where Rouge meets Topaz? I think it is. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong things in Sonic X, bro. I actually tried rewatching it again recently. This is my 3rd time. I don't think I've made it past, like, the 3rd episode. I made it to where Sonic rescues Cream from the base, and that's it. I'm trying to watch the subbed version because people say that's the better version, but like, it's still kind of boring. Like, Junichi, of course, the Japanese voice actor for Sonic, incredible as always, but. Also, I saw a tweet this morning where somebody was like, people are really, like, complaining about, oh, Sonic, Roger Craig Smith's Sonic isn't like Sonic or whatever. And I'm like, or when like, let me explain this better. Let me get my thoughts together. They were like, the tweet was like, people are really complaining about Roger's Sonic when we haven't had a consistent Sonic voice in like ages. And my head immediately goes, Roger is the least consistent Sonic performance I think ever in the history of ever. He went from Colors, which, I'm not gonna lie, I like his performance in Colors. It's just the dialogue sucks in Colors. And the story is kind of... It had... Okay, the basic premise has potential, but the actual, like, storytelling sucks. But his performance in Colors was, like, fine. Like, it's a passable Sonic to me. Like, he's a teenager, you know? He does his thing, okay. He sounds like a teenager. Sounds like a teenager with an attitude. That's fine. Maybe a little bit too surfer bro, but that's fine. He's a passable Sonic. Okay. And we get that up until Frontiers. And then Frontiers, he sounds like a 25-year-old chain smoker. Like, what is going on here? I thought he was supposed to be a teenager. Is he not a teen anymore? Like, if he's not, they don't make that clear at all. Anyway. But I don't think he's supposed to be older. Because he doesn't look any older in the game. So... And I'm like, yeah. There's a reason people, like, don't like his portrayal of Sonic in Frontiers. It's because it's, like, an entirely different character voice. Like, I don't see the point here. He sounds like that one Domino's ad Roger did, but just like voicing Sonic. Like, it kind of just sounds like Roger Craig Smith, but like a tiny bit deeper, which is weird. Because like I'm not saying Roger is a chain smoker. Because I don't think he is. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he is. But like the voice he does makes it like it feels like that. And they like the justification for like everybody's voice sounding older, except for Tails, is because they wanted the voices to match the tone of the game. Which, okay, I mean, that has never been an issue before with Sonic's lighter voice, but I guess, man. Okay, this UFO is kind of pissing me off. Hold on. There you go. Like, Sonic, perfect example. Sonic and the Black Knight. Sonic sounds like a teenager still. It's just he's kinda relaxed. And that's it. But in Sonic Frontiers, the voice, like, is like 10 times deeper. Like, he's barely doing a voice, it sounds like. And I could be wrong. I could be entirely incorrect here. I'm no voice acting expert, okay? Take this with a grain of salt. But it does not sound like he is, like, putting on all that much of a voice. Like, it just kind of sounds like Roger Craig Smith. Which, Roger is a great voice actor, okay? I've played plenty of games with Roger as a voice in them. Final Fantasy VII Remake, he voices some NPCs. Hi-Fi Rush, he voices the main antagonist of the game. Some other games, I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's not a bad voice actor. Like, it's just the direction he was given for this game was very, like, weird. Because there's a pen. Also, my game is frozen. Okay. But the direction he was given for the game, he said was like, just lower your tone a bunch until they got him like super, in like a super low tone. And in my head, I'm like, why? Like, literally, why? Like, it would have worked in, like, this, my thought process is like, okay, the voice would have worked if the characters were older in the game. Like, if you made it clear that the characters, like, this is like a time skip and they're older, whatever. Because apparently this game takes place after the Sonic IDW comics. So, the game is like far after Forces. Well, I guess we don't know how much time passes, but a lot of events take place in between Sonic Forces and Sonic Frontiers. So it would have made sense if they were aged up a little bit. But from my understanding, they aren't. The voices are just deeper. Which is weird, first of all. Because they don't sound like... Amy's voice is especially weird. Because she sounds like... I don't want to... Also, this stage's good feature aesthetic is awesome. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that Sonic. That Sonic sprite is perfect, right? Look at that. I love that sprite. How many people even know the sprite exists of Sonic? The one on the left here? Like, that is a really nice Sonic. But Amy sounds like really depressed. in Sonic Frontiers, which, okay, understandable. You don't know if you're ever going to be normal again. But also, your actions and your like tone of voice do not complement each other at all. Cause like you sound depressed 90% of the time. Like Amy sounds depressed, right? But like she's like trying to help the Coco like 90% of the time, which is like, okay, you're trying to help them, but you sound like you are just like absolutely miserable. Also, I don't really like the voice casting for modern Amy anyway, so take that as you will. Especially in DLC 3, where she actually has to voice a playable Amy. Like, the Japanese Amy is like, she's annoying, but I can still imagine that being Amy. Like, the new one just sounds like just a woman walked into the studio. Like a woman walked into the studio and started speaking into the microphone. That's no disrespect to the voice actor. I'm sure she's like great. She's worked on plenty of things probably. But the Amy performance in Sonic Frontiers is not really that great. Knuckles, the voice, honestly, I don't hate Knuckles' voice in Sonic Frontiers. I think it's okay. It's definitely not the best Knuckles voice ever, but it's passable. Like, could there be better? Yeah, but it's not the worst thing ever. Some of the delivery is kind of whatever. Tails, like, absolutely, like, flawless, as always. Colleen is, like, literally the perfect Tails ever. And then Eggman, I mean, it's Mike Pollock, so, like, it literally just is Eggman. It's just the lines in the game, and what he's actually saying in the game, requires a more relaxed tone. So it sounds very weird, because Eggman isn't usually like that. So it kind of sounds a little bit awkward, because we rarely hear Mike Pollock do a relaxed Eggman. But yeah. Okay, man. Okay, man. Sage is like okay. Sage is alright. I mean, I don't have anything to compare her to. I could compare her to Ray from Neon Genesis Evangelion, since that's what her voice actor has done. And she was very clearly just based on Ray. Which, I mean, perfect casting, because Ray has no personality, and so does Sage. She also has no personality, other than, I'm computer. I'm computer, love me, father. But I mean, it's okay. Like, it's fine. It works. How did I get on rating voice performances? I know I said I liked the Japanese voice of Sonic a lot. He is, like, one of the GOATs, like... but, big shocker, my favorite Sonic is Jason Griffith. Could have seen that coming. Because if you've seen my Twitter at all, you would know that Sonic and the Black Knight is my favorite Sonic game. And that you must be rolling your eyes because you're like, that game sucks. And I guess to each their own or whatever. Because Because I mean, the gameplay is not perfect, but I don't hate it. It's kind of like this game, actually. It's kind of like Sonic CD. Like, I literally cannot hate the game. Like, it is some nostalgia, I'll give it that, but like, even then, like, as a game, I don't hate it. I almost thought I got crushed there. And honestly, if you want me to be real, I think the motion controls actually help the game. Because if you've ever played the game without a controller, you can see that it is not made for that. Because there's delay in a lot of the attacks and stuff. If you don't use a controller. Or if you don't use a Wiimote. So, personally, I play it with a Wii remote, but... Or I like using a Wii remote. I remember, like, it was like, what, like 2 years ago? Because I never actually owned Black Knight. I always used to borrow it from my friend. When I was younger. We'd, like, trade games. I'd trade Secret Rings for Black Knight. And we'd, like, play the games. And, I don't know. Oh my god, this is... this game is so vibey, bro. Just look at this, bro. Tell me this doesn't remind you of, like, an early 2000s, like, 90s movie theater vibe. Look at this. I'm sorry, Sonic CD is just peak aesthetics, bro. Ah, man. I really hope Naoto Oshima at least helped with the art direction of Superstars. If he didn't, that's gonna be kind of disappointing. Because I know he designed Trip, Trip the lizard or whatever they are. Is it a gecko? I don't know. But I don't know what else he did in the game. Or, I guess he's the director, I think. That means he's not really, he just oversees stuff. Because it's his company, I think, right? And Arzest is Oshima's company. Which, I mean, that's cool. What's unfortunate is most of the levels that we've seen for Superstars have already, like, are level ideas or themes that have already been done in Sonic before. Just now they're in classic Sonic. It's kind of unfortunate. I accidentally hit my mic there. Sorry. But like, I don't know, man. The only level I'm really like that I like the look of, like, entirely, like I have zero issues with, is Speed Jungle. That zone looks like pretty cool. Like, it is kind of just like jungle, but Sonic. But like, it's cool. Like, the carnival zone is literally just a carnival zone. Like, we've seen plenty of those before. Or what is it, like, Bridge Hill or whatever? Bridge. It's not Bridge Zone. That's Bridge Island. That's what it is. Bridge Island Zone. Bridge Island Zone is just Green Hill, but not Green Hill, which is cool, I guess. Okay. Green Hill is still in Superstars, by the way. The beginning cutscene for Sonic and Tails takes place in Green Hill, and also it is a battle mode stage. But I mean, people are gonna let it slide because it's not a main stage. Like I said, I don't really care if Green Hill comes back. I just care if the game is good. But I just think it's funny. Okay, this. Okay, good. I just think it's funny that people have this like really weird double standard. Like, if you don't want it, then don't accept it in anything. Because if you accept it in any capacity, they will take that and run with it to the ground. Because if you've seen what they do, literally anything. Actually, I want to go to the past. I love the past aesthetic of the stage. That's a future sign. Here we go, past. Hold on. Let me go down here. I messed up. Okay, whatever. Oh, is this that area that makes no sense? Yeah, okay. There you go. So there's this one thing with recent Sonic Team that kind of has always been a thing, but people are starting to kind of ignore it in favor of like hyping everything up. But like SEGA has always been an issue and is going to continue to be an issue. It doesn't matter how much Kishimoto, Iizuka, whoever cares about Sonic. It does not matter. It doesn't matter how much feedback he takes. As long as SEGA continues being the way it is, we're not gonna see that many improvements. Because there was like somebody posted like a conversation they had with Kishimoto on Indeed, and it was like, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy update 3 or whatever, blah blah blah. But I can't continue to like share much more on Twitter because SEGA will basically consider it trading insider knowledge. It's like, what? So you'll get but why? Do they not want Sonic to be like get better, or like, or do they not want you taking any feedback or whatever? Because obviously you shouldn't just take any. You shouldn't just take feedback from any, you know, schmuck who talks to you on Twitter and is just like, do my thing, whatever, right? But like, also just shouldn't ignore everything. Like, so why is this so hard? What? I used to be able to get that all the time. Why? Oh, I forgot the peel out was a thing. Hold on. There we go. Here you go. Yeah, it was like, so like, it does not matter how much you want them to like do stuff. There's a certain level of feedback and like, and just like telling us stuff that he cannot do. Because SEGA will not let him. Even then, like, okay, he's shown that he's willing to change his like directorial style or like the style of his games, right? Okay, cool. Doesn't matter because SEGA will not let him. people praising Frontiers has like will have negative repercussions because the game itself, like the action, people are praising it because it could be a good foundation for the future. But because it's garnered so much praise, there's a chance that they could just keep releasing stuff like that, like exactly the same, and it would receive the same amount. That's what Sega is probably thinking. To the same amount of success, so they won't ever try to like push Sonic Team past that because it's done so well. It's unfortunate because I would also like to see other directors enter the Sonic series other than Kishimoto. People always complain about us not having enough Sonic content. Okay, get multiple different directors, have them make multiple different games, and then boom. And also, there are 2D Sonic fans out there, so if the Sonic Superstars does well, they can keep our Zest on the line, you know, have him make some more 2D Sonic games. Although I know people want modern 2D Sonic games, which I don't really understand, because like a classic Sonic 2D game and a modern Sonic 2D game, while like slightly different in variation, they're not really that different. If you want a Rush styled game, then that is kind of different, but I mean, I hardly think we're ever going to get that again, so don't get your hopes up. Unless they get Dimps on the line, which I don't think they're going to do, because Dimps is too busy working on other stuff. Dimps is like Dragon Ball's beneficiary now. Dragon Ball needs a quick cash cow game, they call it Dimps. I got that dumbass Dragon Ball The Breakers game, bruh. People really played that game. Okay, I need to talk about this. Y'all, you can like anime games. You can like anime games, right? But y'all just can't keep accepting this mediocrity, okay? Anime games could be so much better, but because y'all keep buying this, like, these garbage anime games that, like, are the same thing over and over again, you're just gonna keep releasing them. I swear, the reason that new trash, like, garbage-looking JJK game exists is because people keep buying My Heroes 1 Justice games. Those games are not good. The only arena fighter that I've bought in, like anime arena fighter that I've bought, is the Kill la Kill one. Because it was good. Like, it was a good anime fighter. Like, a good arena anime fighter. But no, like, the game failed because nobody wanted to, like, buy it. Or play it. I was like, what? Why? This is a good anime fighter. There are plenty of skills, combo. Well, they did kind of break the game by adding certain characters, but when it came out, it was like really like good. And it also visually looked pretty good. There were some like inconsistencies, but overall it was pretty good visually. Like, it was like a Trigger anime as a game, and that was cool. Okay. The game specific story though was kind of meh. It did give us the Satsuki Kamui form, or whatever. Like the equivalent to Ryuko's end of the series form. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, that JJK game looks like the most mid of mid shit ever. And that sucks. I love JJK, okay? Jujutsu Kaisen is like awesome. I love it. Caught up with the manga, it's going crazy, okay? Gege is trying to cook something. I don't know what it is. He might have left the grill on for too long, but it's still cooking, alright? I can't tell if it's burnt or not cooked enough yet, okay? But it's going somewhere. But like the game is like, it looks so bad, and I'm so like, why? Why are people gassing this? Like, games, some of them are starting to do this now, but they could literally just take existing game formulas and start using them as anime games. Now, the way they're doing it is a little bit suspect, but there's this one game that's literally just Marvel's Spider-Man, but like anime. But the problem is, it is literally Marvel's Spider-Man. Like, they are taking animations and like literal physics from that game and just using it. Like, it cannot be legal. Like, literally everything is just Marvel Spider-Man, but like, it's not even sugar-coated or anything. It is just exactly the same. But whatever. And then also there's like a lot of anime games are taking the like Persona formula now, where it's like you talk to people, like, and get relationships up while you do the RPG elements or whatever. Which is fine. I mean, Persona I think still does it the best. Persona 5s could be, you know, the system in Persona 5 is great. The actual, like, stories, though, are kind of... They range from good to meh. I think Persona 3 Reload will probably have the best, like, optional, like, side story confidant things. Because the ones in the original Persona 3 are already, like, really good. It's just that's the first time okay. It's the first time they like had the like confidant system in a game. So they were still getting their legs, right? But now that they like have done it like multiple times, they have their legs. Now they're coming back to Persona 3 and they're redoing it. So now that they know what they're doing with the confidant system, they could go crazy with the confidants in this game. Unfortunately, I'm broke, and the only game I can afford is Sonic Superstars. So, that's probably what I'm going to be playing. Oh, this place is so, like, peaceful, bruh. Okay, never mind. My bad. My bad for speaking, I guess. What I like about Sonic Adventure 1 is that it has the feeling of, like, it kind of feels like Sonic CD aesthetically, but in the real world, which is cool. Because it feels kind of, like, surreal, but also, like, has, like, realistic textures at the same time. Okay, I messed that up. Cause like I've been studying the hub worlds Sonic Adventure recently. So I've been building a Minecraft map that is just Sonic Adventure, like all of Sonic Adventure in one map. And like when you take time to look at the design of like the hub worlds, they are surprisingly realistic, but also very like cartoony. Also, this boss sucks. Cause like you'll have buildings that are like they're like normal brick buildings, and the building next to it will be like orange and yellow, bright orange and yellow bricks. Like, hello? I'm talking about the Dreamcast version. I'm not talking about the DX version. The DX version ruins the entire aesthetic of the game. But like, it's funny, because like, you'll have the Chow Garden, which is like this like paradise, like the Hotel Chow Garden. Which is like this like sky, like very free looking paradise. And you go into the back of the room with the Chow Race area, and it's like you're on LSD. Like there are colors everywhere. It's like a baby sensory room. Which is the point, because the Chow are like children, right? They make literal child sounds. But then like it's very like like Sonic. That's how I describe Sonic Adventure's art style. It is very contrasty. It contrasts realism with surrealism so well. And then SA2 leans more into realism, but it does still kind of do the... It does kind of still, like, lean into surrealism. Sometimes, but then in Heroes, they lean full into the surrealism classic. I wouldn't even say classic aesthetic, because it's not the classic aesthetic. It's like they looked at Green Hill and made every zone like have that similar aesthetic. Anyway, peak cutscene. Although in Origins they ruined the timing of it by making it 60 frames, so but it still looks peak. So except for this part. Kidding. It all looks peak. Also, this song is immaculate. Everything about the aesthetic of this game is immaculate. And then after this, we get the Origins cutscene. Just not nearly as good.
To go, nothing to do. If you gotta do something, you gotta do something. Believe in yourself. Hey! Each time you never think can happen if you believe in yourself. You
don't get shit like this anymore, bro. You don't get Sonic shit like this anymore. review of Sonic CD. Fiction, no. Aesthetics, level design, that's it. Game feel, the same as Sonic 1. Except this time, you have the peel out, which is this good, I guess. Look at that SEGA corporate. Honestly, I'd put Sonic CD above 1, but most people probably would not agree with that. Why did it disappear so quickly? Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, in the CD cutscenes, Eggman's face is always on that mountain, which makes no sense, because in the very next cutscene at the beginning, the face isn't on the mountain. The original cutscene for the game, the face isn't on the mountain until Eggman comes, like, to Never Lake with the planet and chains it. But the face is always there in the Origins cutscene. See you next game.